So break that down for us. How are trends shaping up for you post the price hike? That's one. Second, how have you done with regard to volumes? With regard to value, you've done 18% on your top line, but with regard to volumes, how have you done?
Yeah. So in terms of price increase, we had taken a price increase of 25% for our flagship product, and it is going in line with our expectation. It has seen a good progress in terms of renewal of our existing customers. For new customers, we are offering a new product which is Star Health Assure. So the overall price increase is well received by the customer segment, and we are doing well on it. So this was done on 1st May 2023. It will continue up to 30th April. So we are 11 months into the whole price increase journey, and it is in line with our expectations. In terms of the second question was, sorry.
Yeah, with regard to FY25, let me. So first one was with regard to how the price increase has been accepted by customers. The second one is with regard to volumes. How have you done?
Yes. So if we split this growth into value and volume of 18%, around 25 to 30% is volume growth, and the balance is value growth. So this year was an exception year where we had taken a substantial price increase. We believe for the years to come, the volume and value growth will be in the range of 50-50%.
Understood. And with regard to FY25, what's the kind of growth number you're looking at?
See, the objective is to grow higher than the market growth rate. We expect the market to grow in mid-teens range, and we'll be growing higher than the market growth rate, and we'll continue to improve our market share in the retail segment. In the group segment as well, we have very big plans. Currently, we have 2% market share. Currently, we have grown by 34%. This segment offers huge opportunity for growth because the pricing has been improving. In the banker segment also, we have tied up with multiple partners, and this is one segment which we want to grow faster.
Sorry, what segment were you alluding to?
The group segment.
The group segment, correct. Yes, absolutely. I'll come to that. And with regard to this, to FY24, now this price hike, etc., is now firmly behind you. So FY25, I would have expected that momentum will build even more in an even more solid fashion for you. Would you therefore aspire maybe more than market, maybe at least for FY25, given that there is this stability?
No, absolutely yes. So we aspire to grow higher than the market growth rate, and we aspire to improve our market share. And this is across channels. So agency is our biggest channel with 82% share. Banca and digital, we have grown by 35% this year, and we'll continue to grow higher than this for the years to come. Similarly for GMC, which is the group segment as well, which is the employer-employee segment, we aspire to grow higher than the market growth rate. So all across business segments, we want to grow higher.
Understood. With regard to your combined, I'll switch to profitability. The company had guided for a combined in the band of 92 to 95% for this year. At least that was the aspiration. You've, for the full year, been around that band pretty much for all quarters. You are at the lower end of the band for Q4. What is the FY25 thought process like? How would the combined ratio shape up? Because that, in essence, for viewer perspective, is what governs profitability.
That's correct. So for the full year, we have a combined ratio of 96.7%. For quarter 4 alone, we have a combined ratio of 92.7%. So yes, whatever steps we have taken are yielding us good results. We have focused on growth with profitability. We have given up certain businesses which were loss-making. Certain locations we have discontinued the business, which are yielding us good results. During the year also, we had mentioned that the impact of fever and infectious diseases during the period of September, October was very high, which led to this higher loss ratio for us. We are definitely not happy with 96.7. So both on the loss ratio and expense ratio will continue to improve for FY25, and it will be closer to the range that we have spoken before.
Okay, and not improve that at all, because in Q4 FY23, your combined was well below the 92% mark.
Yeah, see Q4, so there is seasonality in the business as well. So Q4 typically we have always said that it's the best quarter where the impact of fever infectious disease is lower. That's the reason we have touched 93%. But during the year, there will be some quarters like Q2 or part of Q3, which has higher infectious diseases, where the loss ratio is slightly higher. But on an overall basis, during the year, we'll operate in the range that we're talking about.
Understood. And how quickly do you, would this be the normalized range, or would you aspire maybe in FY26, 27 for this to come off further?
See, basically, this is the normal range that we'll try to operate it, because it gives a very healthy ROE of 20%. If we aspire to do less, we'll have to keep on increasing the price. That's not the aspiration that we have. We want to be customer centric with the affordability of our products as well. And this combined ratio will ensure that we maintain the objective of customer service and affordability, as well as have a healthy profitability targets.
Sure. And this shrink from 96 to around 92 to 95, this kind of shrink maybe of 3 to 4% on average, where would it come from? Would it come from expenses of management, which is currently at 30%, you're within that 35% band, or will it come from loss ratios?
It will come from both the segments. Loss ratio also, there are a lot of claims initiatives that we are taking in terms of Project Pratham, home health care, the fraud and abuse. We are building in technology and digital initiatives. On the cost optimization side, whatever spends we have done on technology, we are seeing some good benefits. We have a cost optimization committee which looks at each and every head of expenses. So on expense ratio, we believe we can improve by 0.5 to 1%. Similarly, on the claims ratio, with all the initiatives, we'll continue to improve. So the improvement will come both from the expense ratio as well as claims ratio.
Okay, 0.5 to 1% improvement in EOM. And just give us some perspective. There's been plenty spoken about where expenses of management is concerned. What's the kind of response from some of your peers, from some of your competitors with regard to complying with expenses of management, because you are well in compliance? And I therefore want to understand how the industry is shaping up and how the competitive intensity there is in terms of both pricing as well as complying with EOM.
Yeah, so this is the first year when these EOM guidelines have been implemented. We see some action in the market where players are trying to control it. The regulator is coming up with the second set of regulations that the glide path, which was there for 3 years, will now be reduced to 2 years. And players are asked to come in within the bracket which is prescribed by the regulator. So we see some pressure on the competition who are operating above the 35% mark. That is where we see, we have the competitive advantage. With our expense ratio, which is way lower than the regulatory requirement, we have the capability and the ability to grow higher than the market growth rate.
Got it. And, just with regard to how the pricing itself is shaping up, I want to try and understand that from your peers. Has there been a substantial increase even in their pricing? And do you see more increases to come both in FY25 and 26, or do you therefore now feel the pricing environment is starting to stabilize?
See, whatever pricing the industry players and we saw in the last year, that was post-COVID, where there was an increased impact of inflation. That is where almost all the players had to take a substantial price increase. We believe that this scenario will not appear because now the inflation is pretty much under control. Players are taking action on that. A large part of the price increase is taken, and now this will be more episodic, where based on the products which are crossing the threshold limits, the price increase will happen. But it will not be on a very large scale, unlike last year.
Okay, so I want to also understand that this engine with regard to group, how is it going to contribute to top line for you going forward? On the retail side, you are suggesting you will grow at the market rate or just above it. On group, how does that kind of shape your growth?
In the group segment, currently we have 2% market share. We want to focus on profitable groups and as well as the profitable banker segment. So we focus on SME, MSME as well as mid corporates as well. We see that the pricing in this segment is improving with some of the PSU players or large corporates where the loss ratios have been higher in the past. We see this as a very good opportunity areas for us to grow, and we have good plans in this segment as well.
Understood. And with regard to the overall industry, what's your sense? What's the growth number going to be like for FY25?
See, as we said, the industry has grown between 15 to 19% in the last 3 years. The last year was mainly because of the price increase which many players have taken. we believe it should grow in mid-teens for the retail health segment, and the group health segment with improving pricing as well as addition of employees, it should be in a similar range, 15 to 20%.
Understood. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kambli. It's been a pleasure speaking with you and getting that perspective on Q4 as well as FY25.
Thank you.
Right. Time to slip into a very short break. More on the other side. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.